Repeat after me. We're God's people.
We're God's people.
On God's program.
On God's program.
Working God's purpose.
Working God's purpose.
We have passion.
We have passion.
For God's plan.
For God's plan.
Let's try it again. We are God's
people.
Working on God's program.
Working on God's program.
For God's purpose.
For God's purpose.
With passion.
With passion.
For God's plan.
For God's plan.
Let's do it one more time. Make sure we got it together. When I ask you a question, you should be able to answer. Who are you?
God's people.
What are you working on?
God's plan.
For what reason?
God's purpose.
What do you have?
Passion.
For what? Let's try it again. We're God's people.
We're God's people.
Working on God's program.
Working on God's program.
For God's purpose.
For God's purpose.
With passion.
With passion.
For God's plan.
For God's plan.
Now give the Lord some praise. Praise the one you say we're his people. He owns us. He's the owner, right? Then praise him, praise him, praise him, praise him, praise him, praise him. He owns it. Oh. Hallelujah. Praise him. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You may be seated. We are God's people. We're in God's program. We're committed to God's purpose. With passion for God's plan. Some people may accuse me of being too focused on the negative. Some say, well, you're just too gloomy. You talk like we're still on the plantation. We are. And it's worse than it was. They accuse me of being too gloomy and too dark. They say nobody wants to hear bad news. They say that people turn off any preacher who talks about pain and suffering and trouble. But the truth is, most of us live in a real world where life can be absolutely overwhelming at times. I say most of us because some of us live in a fantasy world. We don't need Walt Disney. We live our own fairy tale. But for the majority of us, we live in a real world with real problems, with real life that is absolutely overwhelming at times. We face a flood of troubles. We're afflicted even in our righteousness. Hello. We endure sickness. We endure death. We endure times of confusion. Sometimes we don't know what step to take next. Sometimes it doesn't look like we have any answers. We face hellish attacks of Satan against our faith. Just got through talking about how we praise and magnify the Lord, and the enemy comes in and grabs hold to that and tries to snatch it away where you go to doubt. That's a real world that we live in. Hello. Sometimes we are knocked down. Satan can't stay down, but you can be knocked down. Feel like there's no way to get up. But I come to tell you today that God has given us power to stand. You didn't hear that. God has given us power to stand. And he's given us some principles that empower us to stand.
Amen. Amen.
You know those principles. But Michael, no matter how dark it is, if you know those principles, then you stand on those principles. then when the winds of life blow against you, Brother Abraham, when it blows against you, trying to knock you down, you can stand.
Yes, sir.
That's what this is all about.
Yes, sir.
You just got to know the principles. I said, well, yeah, but I read the Bible. Yes, you can read the Bible.
Yeah.
But are you getting the principles from the Bible? You might make yourself a quick note of this. There are 5 principles that I'm going to share with you. Principle 1 is to reject deceit. Principle 2 is to humble yourself. Principle 3 is to believe that God provides. Principle 4 is to speak what you believe. And principle 5 is to focus on the future. Let's try it. Reject deceit.
Reject deceit.
Humble yourself.
Humble yourself.
Believe that God provides.
Believe that God provides.
Speak what you believe.
Speak what you believe.
Focus on the future. That should have been 5. Amen? Amen. Now, truth always grows stronger in defeat. When you're knocked flat on your face, flat on your behind, you start to see things a lot clearer than you did when you were standing up in your own pocket. Defeat is never the cause of discouragement to the saint. No. Defeat turns bone to flint. It turns gristle to muscle. It makes men invincible. It makes women invincible. You are closer to victory when you're defeated in a good cause than you are when you're victorious for something that is meaningless.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean when I say victorious in something that's meaningless.
Yeah.
It's where you get a notice in the mail that says that you've been approved for a platinum car. All you have to do is sign here. You sign it and you send it in, and they send you the card. You say, well, Lord, thank you for victory. You set yourself up for defeat. That was not victory. Death is not victory. You see, my brothers and sisters, it's not the tigers who defeat us. It's the mosquitoes. You look at the annals of history and read something about what have been large death tolls that we call natural disasters. You hear about earthquakes and volcanoes, and you hear about tidal waves, and then you move to the next level and you find that wars and wars and wars, people kill each other, killing folk about stuff, money and oil, political power and prestige.